Neil, what's your last name?
Batman. Batman. Just like it sounds.
Hello.
Hey, ministry team. It is good to be touching base with you all. I almost said it's good to see you all. I wish we could see you all. It is August 22. Do I have the date right?
I don't have a clue. Yeah, I think so.
It's Thursday, August 22 right now. So we are...
Oh, it is Thursday.
22 days into my church planting program officially at the Village Church. It's been a little while since we've gotten in touch with you, so we wanted to reach out and give you some updates about how our family's doing and tell you a little bit about what my training program has been like. I also did a little video tour through the Village Church for anybody who's interested in that, so we'll put that at the end of the update video. But first, we wanted to just let you know and thank you for praying for us and let you know some updates on some of the things we asked for prayer for last time we sent an email, which was at the end of July. So I can give an update. We had asked for prayer for my interaction with a man named Carlos, just hoping to interact with him and share the gospel with him. If you prayed for Carlos, keep praying for him. I'm sure he needs the prayers, but I haven't been able to find him or get in touch with him. So we've kind of moved on from that just because he hasn't responded to any of my reaching out. Let's see, what else did we ask for prayer for?
We asked for prayers that we would be good neighbors to our downstairs neighbor, Belinda. And I think the kids have been doing pretty good with Quiet Feet. And I had an interaction with her recently where the kids said hi to her, and I think she thought they were cute. So, and I asked her if the noise has been any better, and she didn't say the noise has been better, but she said it's okay, they're babies. So, I think that's an answer to prayer.
Yeah. So thank goodness for cute kids and the Spirit working in people's hearts.
And now she works during the day now that school has started. So
that's a good thing too.
Helps.
So, otherwise, in terms of engaging with our neighbors, we've had a chance to meet a few neighbors.
Yeah.
We've met one family who was also new to the area, and and has no they have no connections and no connection to Jesus either. So we've been praying that we would be able to be a light to them, and you can pray for them as well. And then let's see, just transition. We had asked for prayer for transitioning, and I feel like we have transitioned well, especially our kids. They've kind of begun to, you can tell they feel like this is home and we're stable here. We've got a routine. They're starting to make friends. They still ask about Michigan, and we still miss Michigan, but at least for now we feel like transition period is over. We're able to kind of step into a new rhythm this fall. So thank you for those prayers in all those regards.
How has the transition been for you?
Good. Yeah, and I'll be able to talk more a little bit about what my responsibilities at my new job, my training program are like. But first, before we do that, just in terms of current updates, how are things at home? Why don't you let everybody know?
I think they're really good. Personally, I'm really happy, which I didn't know what to expect emotionally from myself, but I just feel like the Lord has been really kind in being really present, and I've had really great opportunities to go to Bible study tapings, and I went to like a thing where a group of people just read the Bible out loud for a couple hours, and in my own study, I just feel like the Lord has been really near, and so I have just felt a lot of joy and peace being here. I feel at home. So that's a huge blessing, an answer to prayer, and like we said for the kids, I think things are going well. We're starting school on Monday. We're homeschooling. Abel's doing 3-year-old preschool, and Ellis is doing kindergarten. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going to go great. If you don't know this about Dana, she is born to teach, and she's the kind of person who gets excited about lesson planning. So she's weird, but I love her. And she's going to teach our kids really well.
Thanks.
So yeah, in terms of what I've been doing at the Village Church for the last 22 days, it's been a really, really interesting transition for me in a good way. After we got past all the days of orientation and kind of learning about the organization itself, started to get into a rhythm of just what I'll be doing for the next few months. So I've been telling people it's a lot of book reading and meetings, but maybe I can break that down into a little bit more specific. So I do read a lot of books. My first week I read 3 books, and I think throughout the next period of training for the next 16 months or whatever, I think I'm going to read something like 60 to 80 books or something. So there's a lot of reading to do. That's all information and content intake. Then there are some meetings that allow me to process that information with my supervisor, whose name is Tyler Powell, or my cohort, who are other church planters here at the Village with me, or my coworkers, maybe in a larger group. So there are meetings like that. And then there are some ministry team meetings that I go to on a regular basis that I mostly am just there to observe and kind of be a part of the team and absorb the culture. And so that would be like my groups team. That's the Village Church small groups and recovery ministry. So my groups team staff meeting every week, and then attending the recovery ministry on Wednesday nights. And then another thing that I get to do is just attend other events that the Village Church does. So Sunday mornings we get to attend as a family, but then after we attend together, I take the family home and go back and just get to kind of mingle with my Village Church name tag on and meet people. Sometimes I'll stand up front after the service and pray over people, and just kind of be a presence and absorb and observe. And there will be other opportunities to do things like that, large church staff meetings, all church staff retreats, things like that, where I'm just kind of there, not particularly to learn about church planting, but to soak up the DNA at the Village Church. So those are some of the things that I do. I mentioned Tyler Powell and the guys who are in my cohort, and I was in a meeting with them earlier this week and took a little video to introduce you guys to them. So let me introduce you to them right now. All right, so now I'm in Tyler Powell's office. This is the Tyler Powell. He's my Obi-Wan.
Oh, no.
And Tyler, tell the good people who you are and what you do at the Village.
I'm Tyler Powell. I'm the director of church planting here, and I get to work with these church planters and serve them over this next season.
Do you want to be my Obi-Wan or my Yoda? Or
Oh man, I can't be any
no,
of those.
they all die. So he's my teacher.
He's my teacher.
These are the guys I'm going through the cohort with.
Hey,
This is
how's it
Neil
going?
and this is Randall.
Hey, what up, Brian?
Neil, what's your last name?
Batman, Batman, just like it sounds.
Okay, so that was Tyler Powell, Randall Bishop, and Neil Batman, and you can be praying for all of them. Tyler is a really modest guy, but he really is one of the experts on church planting in North America, and I'm really privileged to be able to learn and be mentored by him. Randall is from the Texas area, and he lived in Chicago for about a decade and is now moving back to the Dallas area to plant his church in 2021, hopefully. And Neil is a current staff member at the Village who will be rolling off to plant a church in the next couple of years as well. And his last name really is Batman.
No.
So I think that's awesome. What about current prayer requests, Dana? What are the ways
Current
that
prayer requests.
our ministry team, you guys can keep praying for us?
Well, like I said, here at home, school starts on Monday, and I've been a homeschooler, but I've not homeschooled before, so that'll be a new thing. But the kids are really excited, and I'm pretty excited. And then they're just because we're entering fall programming pretty quick here, which seems crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Things are picking up. I'll be taking a class once a week, and I'll be attending the women's Bible study once a week. And then you have programming that you've got going on. So just typical fall busyness. So just that we can step into those in a healthy way. But I'm excited for them. I kind of feel like I'm ready for some more non-toddler interaction in my life.
Yeah. I think for me, there's a lot of, like I've described, there's a lot of things to do. And I'm a little bit nervous about just taking on that workload, but honestly, and I'd love prayer for that, but it's not like a weighing down worry for me. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think the biggest prayer request for me is that the Lord would just continue to pursue me and allow me to know Him more, and root more and more of my identity in Him. I think just the last few weeks, having the role switch, going from being one of the pastors at Peace Church to now being somebody who's still in ministry, but for lack of a better word, like a small fish in a big pond. It's just been a little bit jarring for me. I've realized how much of my identity I rooted in being a leader and being someone who's in control, maybe someone who has most of the answers. And there have been a few good situations that have just forced me to realize, hey, I have a lot more to learn. I have a lot more preparation to do, and I should be thankful for this season. And it just shown me, like, praise God, I have room to grow in knowing Jesus and loving Jesus. I said it before we came, but I feel it even more acutely now that my foundational goal over the next months as we prepare to church plant is I want to leave here knowing Jesus better and loving Him more than I did before. And so you can just pray that God would use all the things going on in our life, all the things I'm studying and programs I get to be a part of and planning that we're doing, use those things to that end, and that God would be glorified in it. So we said I'd give you a little tour of the Village Church, so we'll end there and give you a little tour. Thank you guys so much for your prayers. We love you all, miss y'all, and hope God is working in your lives as well. If we can pray for you in any way, let us know. Thanks.
Also, if any of you have any questions about what we're doing or more specific questions, feel free to send them to us and we'll answer them in one of these
the next
videos.
video. Good call.
Thanks.
That wasn't even in our script.
I'm ad-libbing a little bit.
Yeah. All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.